Hey now. Welcome back to another episode of the You Need It, You Got It, the You Need a Horror podcast. I am joined today by the
What's
Lost
up?
Doctor Evan. What's up,
It's
brother?
wow. I came in a half a second too early.
It's all
What's
good.
going on? Top of the morning to you.
Shoot, I heard that. I'm feeling it this morning. Just like I ain't got no energy. I'm half dead. I
Yeah,
don't know.
same. My wife, before she was leaving for work, kept walking into the bedroom and going, "Get up." It's the last time I'm gonna tell you, get up, get up. I'm
You
like,
half
go
dead
away.
son of a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So Nick, today's episode, I've been thinking about wanting to do this. I don't know, maybe the people will like it. I have a feeling they probably will. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of posters. Posters are like one of my favorite things. So
Posters, posters.
posters. I'm ready. We're gonna do Friday the 13th for Halloween. We're gonna do the poster edition,
Oh yes.
picking the better poster for part ones, part twos, just like the last couple of Friday franchise face offs we did, except this is all about the posters. And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as you could, there's nothing in this room behind me that would lead you to believe that I am well versed in, the Halloween franchise's posters. So this one's going to be difficult for me, but I'm
I'm trying to
looking forward to it.
yeah, this is gonna be fun. And some of them will probably be really easy and the other ones will probably be really hard.
Yes. There's one in particular that's at like the forefront of my mind right now. I was thinking about this yesterday when I was at work, and there's one that I'm thinking of like, oh, this is going to be this specific face off for one of these movies is going to be difficult, I think, for both of us, but I'm excited to get there. I'll let you
Yeah.
know which one it is when we get there.
And just for the viewer at home, if you want to play along with us or leave your comments, the movie, this has nothing to do with the film. Cannot let the film color your uh pick at all. Doesn't matter if you like the film or not. It's strictly the art of the poster, which is one of my favorite things. So let's get started. How about we have a little visual aid here? Let's see. Right here we've got Hollow on the right. You'll see the original Halloween and Friday the 13th, 1978 Halloween versus 1980s Friday the 13th. Two classic horror posters. Probably 5 or 6 out of every 10 horror rooms in America have one of these two posters on the wall. I have both of
Or
them.
have one that you're still waiting to get a frame for. That would be me. But yes, you would be correct. Damn.
I can't pick.
I can. It's It's Halloween for me. Yeah, is it some of my bias? I guess, but it's not even just like comparing film to film. Like I think the thing about the Friday poster is iconic, but they're both very simplistic. I think the thing is that puts it over the top for me is the originality of the Halloween poster in its simplicity, like the fact that it's a hand with a pumpkin that also looks like knife blades that kind of symmetrically kind of go. It's very, I don't know, it's very vibrant and it's very, I feel like kind of mean in a way. You see that poster and you're like, oh man, what's this movie about? Somebody kill someone with jack-o'-lantern like shards because you got pointy jack-o'-lantern. I don't know. It makes you wonder. Whereas Friday the 13th is very straightforward. You have the silhouette of a killer and the Camp Crystal Lake. Again, they're both very simplistic, but I just think when it comes to, I don't know, the colors and the meanness of the Halloween poster and the ambiguity, I guess I would go Halloween.
Okay. So Nick's going Halloween.
Yes, and that will not happen for every movie, guys. I'm not that biased. Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. I really like that the silhouette of Friday the 13th is the camp and the kids in there.
Yeah.
I love the pumpkin.
I mean, you got that thing tattooed on you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm saying. Your allegiance must stand.
Yeah, I'll probably go Halloween as well. It's tough. I It's perfect. Something about the Friday what I like about Friday the 13th, though, is they didn't even center, and that's official. Like, they didn't even center Friday the 13th on the poster. It's, like, harder on the right
Yeah.
against the right side. That's not like a poster that's screwed up on the internet. Like, that's it. That's the actual way the poster was made, with Friday the 13th off center to the right like that. I don't know why they did that. I wouldn't change it, but that's how it is. I
It's got a
like
charm.
Halloween. I like the Halloween one a little bit more.
Yeah, that damn Michael Myers wins this round.
Now, I don't know if I'll be lucky to Google search and have both posters show up together like that. I can try. Um, if not, we'll just pull them up separately.
Yeah.
Halloween 2 and
Well, honestly, Halloween's posters, I don't even think I need reference for. So if you're not able to find it, we could always just pull up the Friday one. But for the audience, yeah, if we're able to find both.
oh, I found it. Here's one right here.
Okay.
So Friday the 13th Part 2 is actually a little bit more simpler than Friday the 13th with the just silhouette, the outlined silhouette with Friday the 13th Part 2 in there. I think there's another poster that's just says Friday the 13th Part 2 on it, but I'm assuming this is the theatrical. If not, forgive me. And then, of course, we've got the skull pumpkin for Halloween
Yes.
2. One thing I want to add real quick, when we're done with this at the end, I want us to give our absolute favorite poster out of all of these, and then our least favorite in typical Uneeda fashion.
Oh, I got you.
So,
Man. that See, I know you are someone that is soft on the skull pumpkin. I know you're a fan of the skull pumpkin. I don't dislike it. It's never drawn me in, I guess, the way that they wanted it to for people. Um, if I'm being honest with myself, and this is weird because Friday Part Two's poster is even more simple than the first one, but I'm gonna go Friday here. I'm gonna go Friday.
all right, Friday the 13th Part 2. I'm going to Skull Pumpkin.
Yeah.
I love the Skull Pumpkin. I like it more than Part 1. I think the Skull Pumpkin's mean.
It is. It is me. It's original too. I mean, I want to know how that meeting went. Like when they were thinking of the marketing and the poster and whatnot, they were like, "Let's just put a skull and a pumpkin."
I miss that era, man. Like, I really miss posters that were just kind of metaphorical things for the movie.
Yeah,
It's not a dead thing, but it's just sad that you don't see it that much anymore, and it's mostly, the cast on a poster, or I don't know. It just sucks. Like, Jacob's Wife is a cool little vampire movie on Shudder, and then the artwork for the Blu-ray and stuff is just Barbara Crampton and her husband on the front, kind of doing like the American Gothic, just standing in front of the house thing, and I'm just like, man, it's a cool vampire movie. You could have done all kinds of really cool stuff for a poster, and then I don't know. It's just sad. I wish they would bring it back, but I guess that's just another expense nobody wants to pay for by hiring an artist or a painter to create something for a movie anymore.
yeah.
I don't know.
Create it in Photoshop.
And then I just love that the Nightmares, they had the same artist do all the first 5. I don't know if he did Freddy's did too, but I know he did the first 5, and it's beautiful how uniform they all have this similar vibe to them, and just a shame, that's pretty much a dead thing, and nobody does it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. The Nightmare posters are, man. Those first 5, even Freddy's Dead's poster, they're all cool. Like they're
That
all,
Freddy's Dead's beautiful. I love that deep red it has.
yeah.
All right.
My favorite Friday movie.
Friday is your favorite Friday movie.
Yes. And every time I listen to horror podcasts, when people are like ranking the Friday the 13th franchise and stuff, nobody puts Part 3 at number 1. And every time I hear it, I'm like, am I really that crazy? Like most people always have it in the top 5, but I rarely ever hear someone say it's number 1. So yeah.
All right, so let's look at Part 3 for a second. just to remind you, if you're at home watching this, part 3, A New Dimension in Terror, and you've got this
Yes.
really cool dark shower curtain silhouette with a ominous presence stabbing through it with a machete, with the ever loving, I like the wood grain
Yes.
Friday the 13th part 3 3D image. It's
Friday the
beautiful.
13th, 3 double D.
Maybe they'll make that one
Yes.
day.
Yeah, hey. You know, it's a cool little poster, but, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know my pick now. It's Halloween 3. Uh, dude, I love this poster.
What a
I mean,
lovely poster. I always loved Halloween 3.
that face in the background is just I remember as a kid, I thought that thing was creepy, like, just unsettling, like, "What the hell is that thing back there?"
And
Like
I'm looking at my big one now. I'm assuming it's like a distressed version of the witch mask,
yeah.
and, the way the logo it turns into the logo up top, and it's probably one of my all-time favorite horror movie posters, Halloween 3, and, obviously, I guess that gives away my answer,
Yeah.
but, and I'm not again, the movie has zilch to do with it. This isn't about the movie. I love the poster for Halloween 3. I love the logo and, the red. Yeah, I think it's one of the coolest, simplest, but just moodiest, loveliest horror movie posters I've ever seen.
And also part of it too for me is when I think about this poster, I think specifically about that scene in the movie that is on that poster when it's got the montage of the kids trick or treating on Halloween night, how wonderfully lit that
Yep,
scene is.
yep,
The cinematography in that shot when they're walking up on, on that like mountain or the hills or whatever as the sun is setting is just like Jesus Christ. It's so good.
yep.
That's
Yeah, it
Dean
is.
Cundy for you. Dean Cundy.
Yeah, I love it. Just a lovely poster, just lovely. What can I say?
Christian is 3 for 3 with the Halloween movies. I am 2 for 3.
God, you're right, I am. What the hell's going on?
I
Hey, man,
know.
they've got some kick-ass posters. Alright, so let's make sure we're looking at Final Chapter's theatrical poster. Friday the 13th, the Final Chapter theatrical release poster. I think this one's probably pretty simple.
Yeah, isn't it just the mask and
It's actually it's
wow.
yeah, it's just this. Now they have what's also they have one with the mask, but from what I truly understand, the Final Chapter poster is this.
Uh, you know, I don't
Alright,
really know. Let's show the people just for reference what the widely circulated final chapter poster is, because some people might go off of that.
kind of like that, which when you go to moviepostershop.com, this is what's known as poster B. But
Yep.
poster A is in fact the logo, Final Chapter, and then that big tagline that says, 3 times before you have felt the terror, known the madness, lived the horror, but this is the one you've been screaming for. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is in fact the original. It even says right here, movie memorabilia store, $65 if you want it as an original. Friday the 13th, Final Chapter, original one-sheet movie poster. And then we have the Halloween 4 poster, original theatrical poster. Let's see. So you know what this looks like, but wow, that's the real deal.
Hands down, Halloween 4. I mean, hands
It
down. I mean, you get the you get the false advertising of the original mask, yes, but it looks fantastic. And then I always felt like this poster was interesting because of what it's trying to say, and you have the Wallace house in the background there. So it's like, but neither one of the things on that poster appear in this movie. So they were playing off the nostalgia clearly with the title, The Return of Michael Myers. Let's show you images on this poster you're familiar with and let you know Michael's coming back. But it's kind of hard to go wrong when you have that big ass glorious Shatner mask right there with the Wallace house in the background there. And I just love the white lettering and the orange number. I always loved that. I don't know what it was.
Maybe you'll know this since we're on the topic of false advertising. Do you think that this poster was probably made before the movie was made?
If I'm remembering correctly, this poster was actually made not long after the movie itself had been announced. The movie definitely wasn't finished yet. I don't even know if principal photography had begun. The idea was that, and I believe Malika Cod spoke about it before, from the perspective of like why the poster is this way. I could be wrong, so someone correct me if you know, but I believe Mustafa wanted to put this out into the ether to get people excited again, because obviously this was you're right in the throes of the peak of Nightmare and Friday the 13th just killing the box office, and Michael hasn't
Right.
had a movie in 7 years. So I believe it was put together as, it was a conscious decision. Give them something that they're familiar with and put the return of Michael Myers. Like, let's get people hyped for Michael Myers back again. But yeah, this was definitely made before the film had even become a finished product.
That makes total sense to me, which is probably why, but I guess obviously I've already wrote my answer down. Halloween to me is just wiping the floor, with the exception of part 1. And I guess kind of 3. 3 was close, but like this is like a landslide victory for
Yes.
Halloween 4. Probably one of the most fan favorited posters in the entire series. I think it's just amazing. I mean, this would hype me up back in the day easily if I saw this at the theater, like coming soon. I probably would stay at the theater and just wait for it to come out. It's so
Oh
cool.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
And
love that poster.
let's read the tagline. It says, 10 years ago, he changed the face of Halloween. Tonight, he's back. And the detail on that, I'm looking at it right now. The detail on the house back there is so nice. I mean,
Yeah.
they killed it.
Yeah, it's a great poster. It is a great poster. Man, man. Halloween 4 would be like god tier Halloween movie if it had the original mask or just a better mask. I mean, it still is one of the better Halloween movies, but man, that poster, it's pretty freaking great.
Mm, I can't get enough of it. All right. It's a shame that Movie Poster Shop doesn't have that on their site. I'm good with my Halloween posters. I've got all my minis up there, and I love them dearly. But if they had Halloween 4, I don't know what's going on with that one, why they don't have it. But man, I mean, talk about it again. It's just probably one of the best. I mean, what can you
Yeah.
say?
Oh yeah.
I am all Halloween right now.
Yeah, honestly, I probably should be too. Part 2, it's very simplistic. I don't know what it is. I've just always really liked the look of Friday Part 2, but I feel like as we get a little later into this, you're going to start to see the tides change, guys. I think Christian's waiting for some of those bangers.
Friday the 13th is on a specific path right here, following suit from part 4 on A New Beginning. Nice little fading shade of red on there, but it says, if Jason still haunts you, you're not alone. Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning. Not terrible.
No.
Some people like this poster. Obviously, the image everybody's aware of is the cheap hockey mask with the glowing red eyes. But as we know now, that was just the home video release. That was not
Yes.
the theatrical art, which is the reason it wasn't on the Scream Factory set. But people still felt they should have made an exception there. And then we have Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michelle Myers.
Yes.
Original. So make sure theatrical poster. And here we go. A nice black poster. And something I didn't even realize till you really mentioned it to me is that the knife turns into Jamie's white section of her clown outfit. I guess I just never paid attention to that. I don't know why,
Yeah. It's another
but I
great
like it.
poster. It really is. I think the thing that steals this poster, I'm going to go Halloween 5 here. And I think the thing that seals it is the Jamie and the knife kind of mixed, because the mask is, the mask is cool. But we already had that with part 4. So they're just kind of doing the same thing. But the originality here is the knife forming into Jamie, and it's just like, I don't know. It's multi-layered. It's like, yeah, it's emblematic of the knife is coming for Jamie, but at the same time, Jamie is family, and the way Halloween 4 ended is she becoming him. Like, it's very, I like what it plays on. So yeah, Halloween 5.
Look at you with that interpretation.
Yeah, I like to reach
Yeah.
sometimes and give the Halloween series more credit than maybe these people were even thinking of. But
The only thing I'm wondering about is, okay, so the Halloween print that I own right here was scanned. I know for a fact it was scanned from a original theatrical poster, and it's got the white border on it. I'm wondering, does Halloween 5? Because I know 4 does as well, but did Halloween 5 have that white border on it like that, or is that just
it did. It did.
like I
Yeah.
envisioned this is how the poster was? It had that white border.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
mine does. It's not as prominent. But yeah, mine is an original, and yeah, I can see the white border.
Yeah, I always like the white border.
Oh yeah, I do too. I feel like it centers the image. I don't know what it is. I feel like it just like draws focus to the center of the
Yeah.
image.
So needless to say, I'm gonna have to go Halloween 5, although a step up for Friday Part 5. They did a little bit better job
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. I like the
All
tagline.
right, we're about to get a little bit more interesting.
This is the one. This is the one I prefaced the beginning of the show with, because I know Christian loves that ghostly blue Curse of Michael Myers poster, but I know he loves the Jason Lives poster too. So and I am the same way. So this is the tough one for me.
Let's have a look for a second. Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives, kill or be killed. You got that nice blue big hockey mask in the back with the glow coming from behind it. Lovely, lovely poster. I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th, Part 6 poster. But Halloween, the curse of Michael Myers. We have to think about this one. It's going
I'm
to be tough.
telling you.
Let's see. Let's break this down. We might have to do like a pros and cons chart for this. I don't know.
True terror never rests in peace.
See, the lovely thing about this is I love how they make that poster have like that. The mask has that washed out paint job in the blue tint still, just like in the movie. That's really cool. I don't know why they. So on the original poster, why did they? Why? Because I think on my Laserdisc release and like on my VHS release, you can see Karen in the knife. Why did they
Yes.
blur her out for the poster?
I have no idea. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. Yeah. So
She's on there.
she is on the DVD release right here. You can see
Yeah.
her in the knife. Why it's not on like the poster, I have no idea. I don't think it was actually ever part of the original poster. I think it's something that they played on when it came to home media release. But yeah, it's a lovely poster. I really like it. I like the tagline, "Terror never rests in peace." I love the washed out look of the mask. The only issue I have with this poster is the damn baby knife, and the position of it.
Yeah.
It's when you have it that close to the face, it shows you, oh wow, that was a real knife. That's kind of a small knife for Michael Myers, but I mean that's a nitpick. I'm going Jason Lives, and I'm going Jason Lives because Jason Lives, that is a very unique poster. It is very emblematic of the movie. It's like it lets the viewer know, okay, this isn't Roy anymore. This is Jason. Okay, Jason's back, and it's no longer this. Here's a tagline, and here's the title. It's like we're gonna give you this illuminating mask over this tombstone and like kill or be killed. Like I just think it's really, there's more going on there. Now, having said that, Halloween 6's poster is, I love it. I have a big ass one behind me. Um, but I'm gonna go Jason Lives here.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, and I'm gonna say, though, if they woulda kept Karen in the knife, I probably would've went with Halloween because I actually really like that touch, but,
Yeah,
the fact that they took it out for the theatrical poster, I don't know why they would do that. I think they maybe just wanted to focus all the attention on Michael, which, I don't know. I would've loved to have had Karen in the knife still. I don't know.
yeah. I
I'm gonna
mean,
have to go with Jason Lives, though. But
we're going see.
if they would've kept that, man, I'm serious. I probably woulda went with Curse because I really liked I thought it was a cool touch, and I really liked that. So, it's a shame that they took it out for the poster.
Yeah. So CHH Lives. That's what we both
Yeah.
pick.
I had to, man. It's the part 6 poster is so fun, and it matches the tone of the movie. Then again, I would say Curse probably does as well, but, uh, beautifully, beautifully matched tone right there. So,
Yeah.
lovely, lovely, lovely poster. Probably one of the best in the entire Friday series, quite frankly.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny. We're getting into the late '90s now, guys. So one franchise in the late '90s had some fun posters, and one franchise in the late '90s had some very Photoshop copy paste posters. Um, and Friday isn't the one that was the cheap Photoshop copy paste posters. I'll say that.
Alright, so look, here's the thing. Let's look at part 7. So on part 7, we got
Yes.
a few taglines. We got, on Friday, May 13th, Jason is back, but this time someone's waiting. And you get the Scream knife.
Ah, yes.
You've got the part 7 mask on the side, then you got Tina on the other side. And then what I really like, which is a nice touch, is it's like the blood under the knife, but it always makes me think of like the lake or something. Even though it's small, the flatness of the blood and always reminded me of what was probably supposed to be the lake. And what's interesting is I think they changed it for part 6, but the original Friday the 13th font is different than what this one is. It's a little bit blockier and not as jagged. And I always like the font that they changed for part 6, 7, and 8.
Yep.
This isn't a busy poster. It's kind of like the Halloween 5 poster, but I think it's a good one. I like part 7's poster. So let's sit with that for a
Yeah.
second.
It is an interesting poster for sure. It's not bad. It's not great. Um, it gets pretty to the point. I'll tell you that. Phew. Oh man.
All right.
Uh,
So let's see what we got here.
one of the worst taglines in the Halloween franchise.
This summer, Tara won't be taking a vacation. Yeah, it doesn't scream Halloween
No.
on many levels, and particularly the word summer.
Yes. I just think that this poster is just, I mean, we've talked about this before. This is what the '90s became, the late '90s, the Scream era. Every movie, it seemed like, for 5 or 6 years did this. Put the cast in a line, put the antagonist in the background, like looking over them, basically, and there's your poster. I just, no. I don't hate this poster, but I'm going Friday Part 7. I mean, at least that poster is original in a way. This is just, this took no thought at all to put this thing together. this We're making a Halloween movie. All right. So we got to put Michael's mask back there, and then we'll just put everyone's faces that are in the movie. Okay, cool. And then we'll have some cringy ass tagline.
Yeah, I mean, I would have ditched the cast, maybe kept Jamie in there. It's funny if you had taken the concept for the New Blood and done it with Halloween H2O, it probably would have been pretty cool.
I always had an idea in my head for the best poster for this movie would have been the moment of Jamie on the one side of the door and Michael on the other side of the door, seeing each other face to face for the first time in 20 years. I felt like
Oh, you're
that.
right.
I feel like that as the poster, and then just Halloween H2O would have been badass. But
You're so right.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool. One thing I do like the logo. I have a hat that's it's a Halloween H2O
Yeah.
hat, and I always like the logo for Halloween H2O. I thought that was cool.
Halloween
But
water.
that's yeah. It's not gonna cut it to pick pick it over the New Blood. So I'm going to have to stick with Friday the 13th, which is nice. They're finally getting
Starting
their
to rack
due.
some up, yeah. I will say, I don't some people, some of the listeners, if you guys don't know this, H2O was never supposed to be marketed and or like part of the actual title. That was an
Really?
abbreviation. Yeah, that was an abbreviation. They were calling it just H2O. They weren't
Halloween
calling it
20. Yeah.
Halloween H2O. Yeah. And it just caught on because of, I guess, the way it looks like, I mean, look at the title, how it blends well. So they just kept it there. But Jamie Lee Curtis has said the movie was always just supposed to be called H2O, Halloween 20 years later. And I guess it just took on a life of its own because if you think about it, Halloween 20 years later makes no sense. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Interesting tidbit.
Well, here we have
Uh,
Halloween Resurrection.
I like the tagline.
Evil finds his way home. I like the way it falls on his mask.
Yeah.
It's just
Busting Tyra Banks.
I don't know, man.
And the false advertising of Lori. Oh my God. Put her at the forefront. She's in the movie for 10 minutes
And they
wearing a
didn't even
hideous
her
wig.
hair short.
Yeah. I mean,
But here
come
they get
on.
they even
Do you think
just for
Jamie
reference,
Lee, she was
go ahead.
contractually obligated, obviously, to go to the premiere, and I've seen footage from the premiere, and she's there. Do you think after the first 10 minutes she just up and left? Like, all right, I'm done. This is a piece of shit.
She's a professional, so no, but I'm
Yeah.
sure she wanted to.
Oh yeah, she's probably like, this sucks. That poster, I have always liked that, and I have told
Yeah.
myself I will buy that. I will buy that. I will never buy the theatrical poster of Resurrection, but I will buy that.
Yeah, I really like that too.
The mask looks so it's like mean. That's sinister. That mask is sinister looking right there. There's the blackest eyes. Like I'm
Mhm.
telling you.
So this is what I was thinking. The original theatrical poster art for Friday the 13th was the I Love New York, but it got pulled during its promotional run and swapped to the other one. So I figured we should probably go with the other one, the one where you see Jason over
Yes.
the city.
Yep.
So let's have a good look at that. Jason Takes Manhattan, original theatrical.
Jason gets his sea legs.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah. I mean, do you and I even really have to debate this one? It takes Manhattan. I mean, they could have used the I Heart NY one. It's still it takes Manhattan.
Yeah, this is easily one of my all-time favorite posters in existence. Is Jason Takes Manhattan. I think it is beautiful. It's such a lovely metaphor for the movie. Despite the fact that we know what happened in there, but like still, it's like he's literally overtaking the city here. He's like a kaiju monster or something, and
Yes.
the beautiful tones of my wife actually bought me Tim Schultz. He's a makeup artist. He bought me a mask that's painted as this poster is. It's kind of red and bluish, and it's really, really cool. I've got it somewhere over there, but what a great job. And what's up with these buck knives everywhere? Why do these franchises love using these damn buck knives in all these posters?
The only thing I can think is that it was reactionary to Scream. That's the only thing I can think. I mean, because these were obviously the late '90s, so Scream resurrected the slasher.
I mean, this is 89.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shit. Um, I have no idea. Yeah, I have no clue. No, that
They did the same
it
thing.
doesn't make any sense.
I think it was a buck knife as well for part 7
It
too.
is for part 7, yeah.
I think it's just a good looking knife. is probably what it might be. It's a good
Yeah,
looking knife. Honestly,
I mean,
Jason with a buck knife would be creepy because those things are sharp.
yeah,
You
and
know
the
that?
machetes are pretty big, so maybe it's also a part of like fitting it on the poster. Like you put the machete on there. I mean, you could make
Yeah.
it fit, but it would have to look small, and I don't know. So
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. Wow. I was only off by like 10 years, guys. Don't know why I was thinking of Scream. Probably because at this point Halloween is in the late 90s, early 2000s, but Friday and obviously Friday and Nightmare, they sustained more success in the 80s. They were able to pump out more movies in the 80s, so it took Halloween 20 plus years to get to their 8th installment because, God knows why. Well, we know why, but
Yeah, I'm looking at my part 7 poster and it's definitely the same exact knife. It's one of
yeah.
those buck knives. It's just that's odd. I think it was yeah, probably a mix of Jason with a machete. You can't make it look too small, but at the same time, because that buck knife is proportionate to his hands,
Yes.
and it's a good looking weapon. So I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah. So in a landslide, guys, we go takes Manhattan.
Now this one is very tough.
Oh God, it is. Oh, and they're so similar with their color palettes and shit. I didn't even think about that. Oh man.
All right, Jason takes Manhattan. Excuse me. Jason Goes to Hell original theatrical poster. Let's have a good look at this.
Damn it. I didn't even think about this one being difficult because that is one of my favorite posters in this franchise.
I think I might have an answer, but I don't know. When I look at both of them, I'll see. So Jason Goes to Hell is a great one. Evil has finally found a home. Not a bad tagline. Jason Goes to Hell the
Demon,
final Friday.
the demon slug, Jason.
Demon Slug Jason, beautiful chrome mask, fiery
Yes.
back. You know that this poster has actually become a big inspiration for the thumbnails of this channel. I really love that fire, so I started using that for the thumbnails on the franchise face-offs and stuff, and the movie retrospectives, franchise retrospectives for like
Yeah.
Fried Texas. I loved it, so it became a big inspiration for me to use. Um,
It's one of my least favorite Friday movies, but I think it has one of the best posters. It's so good. I mean, it's so good.
yeah. Probably the same thing with a lot of people will agree too. I mean, Manhattan, while it's got a fan base, certainly a big fan base, but people would agree, like, dude, you cannot deny that poster. You
No.
can't do it. It's one of the
No.
greatest horror posters ever. This is a great one though. But let's get a good. I can't recall the last time I've had a good look at Rob Zombie's Halloween poster.
Uh, Let me turn 180 degrees. Okay, I'm getting a good look.
Okay, let's see. This is more so for me. Let's see.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's there's a lot going on here, and it's cool how a bunch of photos from the movie form the mask.
Yeah. All right, Evil Has a Destiny, a Rob Zombie film. I always loved the Rob Zombie Halloween title logo. Kind of like that burnt fiery orange, good
Yep.
shaping of the letters. Always liked that. Wow. It's pretty cool.
Goes to
Wow.
hell. It goes to hell.
That's your pick.
Jason wins this round. Yep.
What's what sent you over the edge?
It's
Is it the
the
demon?
origin. It's the originality. They're both original in a way, but Rob Zombie's Halloween is original. It's a little less original because yes, you have the photos making the mask in the background, but at the end of the day, it's just similar to what we've gotten a lot of times in the Halloween franchise, where the mask is in the background, and then there is a silhouette or a person in front of the mask. And while I love the coloring and I love the tagline, I love all that. I mean, Jason Goes to Hell. You've literally got that chrome mask in front of fire with the demon slug slithering through it. It's so like if you saw that poster, not knowing shit, like in the age of not having the internet, you would see that poster and be like, what the hell is going to happen in this movie? Uh,
Yeah, that's
no
true.
one would have gone, oh, that demon slug looking thing. I know what that is. Like, and just the title, Jason Goes to Hell. Is he literally going to go to hell? Like, you would have no idea what's happening. So I feel like that poster creates more intrigue, makes you ask more questions. So I'm going there.
Mm.
And again, this is somebody coming from the point of view of somebody that does not particularly care for that movie. I like Rob Zombie's Halloween more than I like Jason Goes to Hell. I'm critical of both
Right.
movies, but that poster is just too good.
My gut instinct would be Jason Goes to Hell too. So I'm probably gonna. We have to disagree sooner or later, but I mean, what can
We
you?
did on
What can I?
Halloween too.
Yeah, what can I say, man? It's Jason Goes to Hell is a fantastic. For me, it's that demon slug. The detail on it is
Yes.
so. I wonder if K and B made that, and they just got a picture of this for the poster. I wonder. Like, I'd like to know more about that. That's something I'd like to hear Adam Marcus speak on. Just like, hey, is that demon thing? Was it just painted, or did somebody create that thing? Because it's beautiful, you know.
Yeah. I'd love to ask somebody like Piz. I've never asked him. Somebody that saw this movie in theaters, like somebody that was around for the hype machine of this movie before it came out. I want to know from their perspective, what were you thinking when you saw that poster for the first time? Like, what was that like? Because it's just interesting. But yeah, we're on to the next one. Jason 10 in space.
Good looking poster. We've got I guess the futuristic machete in here.
Yes.
You got half regular Jason, half Uber Jason. Nice blue tint, spacey background. You got the broad in the knife. They
Some
kept this
TNA.
broad in
Yep.
the knife.
Yes, they
Good
did.
job there. Evil gets an upgrade. Now let's look at Halloween. Excuse me. Rob Zombies. Shit. Halloween 2 original theatrical poster. Let's see. Family is Forever. It's a good looking poster. Really moody and just bleak.
This pains me.
It's a good one.
Jason X is a movie that has really moved up for me over the years. I loved it as a kid. I started to hate it when I became a cynical teenager, and I'm starting to love it again. And I think the poster is very interesting. But this poster is just mean as hell.
It,
Yeah.
it's very bleak and just sad looking, man. There's no all the colors and the black and gray. It's just
It prepares you for the movie that you're going to watch. I mean, the movie's shot, in 16 millimeter. It's grimy looking, like the movie's about addressing PTSD and the Laurie's descent into madness. I mean, this poster it's telling you what you're getting yourself in for. And I've always loved the tagline of "Family is Forever" because that plays on really the whole crux of the
the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be like it's weird because this actual shot on the poster doesn't take place in the movie, but it's a play on the scene in the field when he has the girl by the hair and you have that wide shot of his silhouette just stabbing that girl, holding her by her hair and stabbing her over and over. It's a play on that.
He
Which
is grabbing her hair. I never noticed
yeah.
that.
So I'm going Rob Zombie's Halloween too. It's just so mean.
Mm,
It's beautiful. I love it.
that is a good looking one. I'm undecided, so let me go back and forth for a second and think about it. RZH2. Huh.
And that's a great poster. That really is a great poster too. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Jason X goes up against like Halloween 5. I'm taking Jason X. Halloween 6. I'm taking Jason X. But that I just love that Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 poster.
Yeah, this is tough.
And one thing I didn't mention too, look at the font in Rob Zombie's. It's like his first one, but then like amplified. It's even darker. It's even
It's grittier.
grimier. Yeah.
There's black in there now, and
Yeah.
son of a bitch. God, I hate to do it. I gotta go at Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I think it's a great poster.
Yes.
I do like the French Jason X poster, but like this is only American theatrical, and I guess I gotta go with my gut answer. My gut answer is Rob Zombie's H2. I love it. I love the it's just so depressing looking and sad, and also just scary. I mean that it's so bleak. The
Yes.
clouds and the black, and you know, it's just such a dead feeling when you see it. I gotta go with it, man. It's
Yeah.
the ambience is very important to me in posters, and when you get the ambience right on something, I can't love it enough. All
Yep.
right. This is interesting because I don't think people really are aware of the original theatrical poster for Freddy versus Jason. They're aware of that DVD that's
Yes. The two of them. Yeah. That's the machete with the glove. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm. That's the DVD. Yeah. The art.
this is the
That's.
original theatrical poster. There's a teaser where you see it like it's like a glowing light, and you see half of Freddy standing and half of Jason, but this is
Yeah.
the original theatrical poster.
Freddy vs. Jason. I don't even need to see Halloween 2018's Freddy vs. Jason takes this round. I mean, how can you not? How can you not give it to this one? I mean, take your feelings of the movie aside. You're a horror fan. This movie's being marketed. It's about to come out. You see these two icons facing off in this poster. You're like, oh, dude, yes, yes. The Halloween 2018 poster is simplistic. The mask looks great, but there's nothing else to it. I mean, just the hype alone that the Freddy versus Jason poster creates is, yeah, it's Freddy versus Jason.
I'm trying to make sure I'm not incorrect though. This is saying, okay, I don't know. I don't even know if you can see the screen I pulled up,
Yeah, I can
but
see it.
I pulled up another one.
Oh, I can't see that.
Uh, August 2003. Okay, this one says the same thing. Okay, this is the original final poster that they used. Honestly, even if we went with the other one, which is I still think kind of the same thing. Let me see if I can
The
find it.
silhouettes of them. Yeah, it was up there. I saw it. Scroll up a little bit.
Like this
Yeah,
one,
right there. Yep.
it's dark, but like even that one I like, but yeah, I gotta go with Freddy versus Jason here too. I think it's a pretty good one. I don't think it's great, but I think it's pretty damn good. I like the glove and the machete.
I like the way Robert looks.
Yeah. All right, so we got
And yes, people, we know that
yeah.
this is more of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie than a Friday the 13th movie, but it lives in both franchises, and we had to have 12 versus 12. So,
All right, Halloween Kills
yes. Oh, man.
theatrical poster. Have a good look at that. So we got our fiery red background. Michael Myers, burnt mask.
Yes.
Pretty good poster.
I just love the detail in the mask. I found myself looking at this poster a lot and really just noticing every like nook and cranny of that mask and how detailed the damage is on that mask.
Yeah.
And the fiery background is not overpowering. It's not like they literally just photoshopped a bunch of flames into there. It looks like he's like a few feet away from a fire and you're getting the glow from that fire. And I believe, if correct me if I'm wrong, you can see a couple like little ambers in there too. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I obviously on my screen I can see this blown up on my computer. There's certainly some little
yeah,
there's
yeah,
certainly some of that in there.
I'm looking at my poster on the wall. Yeah, it's just I love that poster.
Kind of, I guess, a little bummed out though that they didn't use a cool serif gothic black font for the title. It's basically just kind of normal block letters.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been interesting, but in keeping with traditional Halloween 2018, let's superimpose the mask and I I like the angle from this for the mask on this one so much better than 2018. I felt like that angle was weird. Michael's like looking down. I'm like, what?
Get a bigger
Uh,
one. Oh man, look at this! Holy shit! Baldy Jack, my little buddy I have, he bought a theatrical poster of this one. He's got it in his bedroom, and it looks so good. I mean, that is a spooky ass poster.
oh yeah, that poster is like first 15 minutes of the movie, Jason, right there. That's what I think of. Like when I see
That is
that
creepy.
poster, yeah. God, this is a
That
tough one.
I got my answer.
I know you're going Friday.
I'm going Friday the 13th. That is a beautifully spooky poster.
He's like a specter almost.
He
Like
is terrifying there.
I man. See, oh God, this is hard. Because I really don't like the remake. But this isn't about the movie, it's about the but Halloween Kills is a top 5 Halloween poster for me. Is this a top?
Let me look at it again. Let's see. It's a good one. It's good.
I'm gonna go Friday. I can't lie to myself.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I can't lie to myself. There's more going on there. Both posters get their main goal right, which is putting their antagonist in the forefront, and they look menacing. Both of them do. The difference is Friday's got the backdrop of the woods and the fog and all that shit, and it's just creepy. I'll go Friday. You got to give them points because, we talked about it. First 5 Friday movies, really just very simplistic posters. And as the franchise went on, the posters got better.
Got better. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to give it to Friday. And I'm sure there's people listening that are like, no way. Because I was the guy that as soon as the Halloween Kills poster was released, I bought it online that night. Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you buy it from? Amazon or?
Yeah. Just bought it on Amazon. I wanted to make sure I got an original. I mean, not like I don't expect those films to have the legacy that some of the previous Halloween movies will. But yeah, I mean, I had to have it as soon as it came out. I loved it, but I can't lie to myself. I mean, look at that. Even the font is awesome. Like that's awesome.
It's great. I do like the font for the remake. It's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, I can't. I can't in good conscience take it.
So let's review. We both picked Halloween. I picked Halloween 2. You picked Friday the 13th 2. We both picked Halloween 3. We both picked Halloween 4. We both picked Halloween 5. Then we both picked Jason Lives. Both picked Part 7. Both picked Jason Takes Manhattan, a landslide. Both picked Jason Goes to Hell. Both picked Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That's interesting. I mean, damn. I almost want to change my pick on that.
So if I would have taken this one, if I would have taken Halloween Kills, I would have been 6-6. This is the tiebreaker. This is the end all be all for me. I cannot believe going into this that Friday the 13th won out. Wow.
Damn, that's a good looking poster. I might have to change.
No, don't you dare.
No, my gut instinct is Halloween 2 because I love the ambience of it. I'm not going to change.
Last time we did a Friday and Halloween face-off type thing, Christian changed his mind at the last minute with Halloween Kills versus the remake, and I'll never live that down.
That was your fault, too.
I know it was.
All right, so we both picked Freddy versus Jason, cool little poster, and then the remake won. Now it is time for best and worst.
Ooh.
I want you to give me your absolute worst poster out of all of these. And if you need me to pull any up to kind of refresh your mind or kind of compare to, no problem. Just let me know.
Man. Okay, so it's between two. I could say the theatrical release of the final chapter simply because it isn't even a poster. It's just font. But I would say with just the little synopsis, the tagline, whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to do that to Friday the 13th Part 4 because it's just not fair to the movie. I mean, it's not a bad poster. It's just really nothing. But I think my least favorite poster is the theatrical release poster of, oh God, uh, Halloween H2O. And it was almost Halloween Resurrection. But here's the thing about Halloween Resurrection that puts it over the top for me. The mask in the Resurrection poster looks better than the H2O mask in that poster. And quite frankly, in the movie. You only get like not even half of his face, just totally cropped out. And while I don't like the fact that Resurrection has the knife with Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes and Jamie Lee Curtis at the forefront when she's hardly in the movie, the mask and the tagline are better. So I'm going to say the worst is Halloween H2O. Love the font, though. Do love the font.
Let me get my worst, and then we'll do best.
Okay.
I think I've got to go. I don't know. I think I got to go Resurrection. I don't like that one at all. I don't like that Jamie Lee doesn't even have the proper hairdo on it.
You pull
I
that
like,
damn thing up, and now I'm like, oh God, it might be
well,
Resurrection.
I like the font for Halloween H2O a lot. It looks cool on my hat.
I don't think Resurrection's font is bad.
It's not bad, but I like H2O more.
Yeah.
I'll probably give Resurrection the least favorable, because even the Friday the 13th that are just the font. I mean, I would still get excited to go see that because all it is a font. It's saying this is
Yeah.
the one you're ready for. Like, it would make me anticipated, and I would only have images in my head that I could conjure up of what that movie could have been. It got me ready for the movie, even though it's not a great classic poster. I mean, I don't particularly see people making that the first Friday poster they want to own if they're going to put one in their wall. But this is just I'm not a big fan of it at all.
Well, let me
It's
ask
not
you.
even Jamie Lee's right haircut for
Yeah.
the movie.
If the theatrical release of Resurrection was the one with just the mask, what would you go with?
I don't know. I mean, if that was the case, I may have to pick Final Chapter or something.
Yeah.
But it would be tough. I don't. Thankfully, I don't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it because I got to be totally honest with myself. What would I have? Like, would I enjoy having an H2O poster on my wall over a Final Chapter poster that was just the title? Probably. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. You know.
Yeah.
But Resurrection's gonna take the worst for me.
Best is tough, man. This is tough.
If you need to think about it, I've got my answer.
Well, yeah, I
Me to go?
go ahead.
My number one of all time is the Halloween 2 Skull Pumpkin.
What?
I love this Skull Pumpkin so much.
Oh man, I thought you were going Takes Manhattan.
That's my but the Skull Pumpkin is so creepy to me. I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite posters ever made. I love the Skull Pumpkin.
You got to get
I
that
like it
skull
more
pumpkin
than
tattooed on you. Oh yeah, you do have it. Duh.
it is right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was as I was saying that, I was like, I think he has it. Yeah.
That's one of my all-time favorite
But
posters ever made.
Christian, you didn't get the all new right above it. You got it.
Let me go get a touch up done.
Yeah. I love
That's
that
funny.
touch. I'm sorry. I love that touch. All
I
new.
do too. I love this poster. It creeps me out. It's so moody. It's matches the god. I hear the score when I see the poster. I can understand if you're not a big fan of it, but I am a massive fan of the Skull Pumpkin. I think
No,
it's
I
one of the
don't
creepiest images ever.
I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it at all.
It's magic to me.
I might have to go. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. I have to do it. I'm revising my list. Halloween 2 over Friday Part 2. That gives me 6 and 6. And I don't it's you're talking about I'm going to do it simply just for the all new. I love the all new that much that and I mean that. The Friday Part 2 poster, it is even more simplistic than the first one. There's nothing really going on in that poster. Um, yeah, I'm gonna revise that. I'm gonna go Halloween 2. So that's 6. That's 6. I'm right. I'm split in the middle. Favorite poster? Halloween, the original. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
just an iconic image. Part of that is just like it's just been burned in my brain my entire life. I don't know. Uh, the
I mean,
first,
it,
this is
yeah,
what started my collection. This DVD
that
release.
image.
This is the
It's
very first.
it's
Yeah.
so close. There's something about that poster that is like a 9.9 out of 10 to me. But when I saw that skull pumpkin, it is so heavy metal. This is like a hard rock poster, but the skull pumpkin to me is like black metal. There's something
Yeah.
so dark and creepy about the skull pumpkin that I've always loved it even more than the original Halloween poster. But this one is my tattoo of the original looks better on my arm than my skull pumpkin. I mean, you really got to be in person to get to see all the detail because it's great. I mean, the eyes are deep, but uh, it's man. My number two is Jason Takes Manhattan for the record. Jason Takes Manhattan easily, but the skull pumpkin just takes it for the top for me. But that I really can't hate on picking Halloween as the best because it's art. I mean, I didn't realize like when I would first see the poster, I was thinking, oh, that's a jack o' lantern. But then I didn't realize, wait a minute, it is a jack o' lantern, but it's the hand becoming less and less of a hand in a row.
Yep.
You know, there's a
It's
lot going on there, more detail than you might think after just a couple glances of it.
that thing is pop culture, man. Like that, you see that image, you know. I just, yeah, it's it's Halloween. My second favorite is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Believe it or not,
Hmm.
that is my second favorite. Um, One of the greatest theater going experiences I've ever had in my life was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Um, and I have that shirt. I have a shirt that is that poster. I also have the teaser poster. If you want to look that up really quick, just to show everyone, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 teaser poster. I have a T-shirt with the teaser poster on it too. I mean, I was so into this movie. Yeah, I was so into this movie leading up to it. I bought that T-shirt. I bought the theatrical poster T-shirt. I just, I love it.
I'm kind of hoping that the people liked this idea and we can do Nightmare on Elm Street with something again because I would love to, you know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster is pretty fucking amazing, and
Yeah,
so is
we're
part two, and so is the part three Leatherface poster. I mean, that's on my wall. 49, 27 by 40. The part three Leatherface poster is probably one of the greatest posters I've ever seen in my life. That thing is fucking scary.
yeah,
You
yeah, it
know,
is.
I'm a poster guy. What can I say? But dude, I'm gonna lie to you. So on here, like people have seen horror room tours. I have one, two. I've got the best Myers timeline up there. You know that. But right here, I've got my original rolled Halloween 3 that my wife bought me years ago that will never change. And then I've had a 1978 poster right here. And I have debated every day, do I get a big ass 27 by 40 of the all new skull pumpkin? And I finally cracked. I'm finally cracked. I'm like, you know what? Let's have the two Universal Halloweens up here together. And I'm going to put the skull pumpkin right there. And if I want to swap back to part one, I can. But yeah, I'm a skull pumpkin guy. What can I say?
Hey, I dig it. I dig it, man. And honestly, now with the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that would give 9 movies in that franchise. Nightmare has 9. We could do that face off too.
If people want it, we'll do it. But I wonder, like, would you consider the Texas Chainsaw new poster kind of like that zoom in, distressed, abstract painting thing of like his face? Is that what the poster is?
Well, I would consider that the teaser. I don't know what they consider the theatrical. I think the theatrical would be the one they just dropped last week. Um,
Oh, the sun.
yeah, that one. I would say, yeah.
Let me see if I can find a bigger image of it. Yeah, there we go. I like that.
Yeah. So if you guys want it, we can do Nightmare versus TCM.
Poster edition.
Yes.
All right, man. That went pretty much how I expected it, with some bumps in the road. But it's fun, man. I love the posters for these franchises. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a third favorite, just for the hell of it, Jason Lives.
If I had to pick a third favorite just for the hell of it, Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah. They got them right. They got those posters right, man. They did a lot of good Friday posters.
A reversal of fortunes. Halloween dominated early. Friday came on in the second half.
Yeah, what the hell is up with that?
I don't know. And
I do.
now, you know.
Yeah, at least Halloween's getting a little bit back on track with their posters. They did a better job this last go around.
We'll see with Halloween Ends. I could see Halloween Ends posters sucking.
Yeah, that's
It's going to be
true.
one of two things. It's going to be amazing and get you hyped, or it's going to suck. I don't think it's going to be anywhere in the middle. So I feel like they're going to put Lori on there again. You know, it would make sense.
Isn't there a concept art that somebody's made?
Oh, there's dozens. Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
I like this
Some of
one.
them are
That's
cool.
this one. I
Yeah.
always liked that. I thought that was cool. I mean, it's cool. I think we could do a little bit better, but I think that's pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah, and you know Blumhouse, they ain't doing that.
I mean, what the hell, man? Here's another one somebody did.
Yeah. No.
Here's another one. Somebody draw something, create something. You know?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, man.
Just give me a poster with Karen dead on the floor. Halloween
Yeah.
Ends.
Yeah. I'm surprised this wasn't your third favorite.
Halloween Kills or Halloween 5? Man. Yeah. I do love it. But if you
Or
put
even
that up
Halloween
against
4.
but put it up against Jason Goes to Hell, man.
I'd put Halloween 4 up against Jason Goes to Hell. I'd probably pick Halloween 4 over
maybe
Jason Goes to
I
Hell.
would have that debate with myself for sure. There would be an internal debate there.
The painting is so good on that house. I mean, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you. I don't know. There's some great posters. I mean, shit. I got most of them on the wall behind me. So,
Yeah,
you know,
me
it is.
too.
It's
I got
it's
all 8
difficult.
Paramounts. Well, I got some foreign versions, and then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of Halloween. So
Yeah,
what do you know?
I love the Japanese one sheet of Halloween that I have. That one's cool. I like that a lot. But
Let's
yeah,
see.
I mean,
Japanese poster. There's a really cool laser disc that the laser disc is a shot of Michael at the top of the stairs coming down. It's really cool. Is this it?
yes, sir.
Wow. Look at that.
And then the back of it has photos from the movie with like a write up of the movie, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, I decided to display the back of it, not that side. And I remember I had that debate. I was asking you about it months ago, and you're like, I would do that side. You're like, I love the way that chick's eye looks and how like gruesome that markets itself as. It looks very dark.
Oh, let me show you this, dude. This is a grail item. I've always wanted this Halloween laser disc. Look at this Japanese Halloween laser
Oh,
disc.
I've seen it. Yep.
Yeah, I've always wanted. They have one at that Slashback video store, but none of that stuff's for sale. I don't think it's just like all this really cool display stuff. But I have the Criterion, but that is so beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah.
They killed it.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking great.
It's Halloween too. All right, what a fun, chill, relaxed episode.
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning edition. Yeah, you always tell me it's Sunday morning because we sound half dead.
Yeah. Yep. If you guys are listening on the podcast side, I hope we didn't put you to sleep.
I think we got people. I think we got somebody through an hour and a half, or an hour and some change of their day, and they're
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure. I hope some of you guys had internal debates as we were going through these and going, "Oh shit, man, which one is it? Is it this one? Is it that?" Because that's the best part of doing these. You know, these kind of face-offs, these head-to-heads, is getting you guys to talk to. I
Yeah.
love, believe it or not, I love looking in the comments section because most of the time, the people that disagree, they're never disagreeing with Christian; they're disagreeing with me.
Yeah.
Um,
What were they
so,
disagreeing about you with last time?
Nightmare on
Nightmare on
Elm
Elm
Street.
Street.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew that was coming, and I knew it was coming so bad that I think
So did
in
I.
the episode I said when you got done talking about it, I said something like, "I'm just gonna move on" or something. I'm gonna leave you at the
Yeah,
pasture there.
yeah, yep. You know, hey, it is what it is. I respect that we all have differences of opinion. I wouldn't want all of us to agree. It'd be
Did anybody
boring.
message you and be like, "How dare you" or something, or no?
Not with that, but not because of that video, but I have gotten messages before about liking the Nightmare remake. I actually had a comment. Oh my god, on my I was doing a video last year about horror remakes that I feel like deserve more love. I didn't say they were great movies. They just deserve more than they get.
Yeah.
And I had somebody just lambast me in the comments, and I deleted the comment because it got other people were getting in on it. It got real bad real quick. But somebody called me pretty much every name in the book for defending that remake and defending. There was another remake that I defended. Oh, Fright Night. Yeah. Oh, they were not happy. Yeah.
Let me ask you something before we end. Let's end on a psychological note. Why do you think, in your opinion, in your unprofessional opinion, we're not psychologists, people. Why do you think people get so up in arms and mean when you like something or dislike something that they don't on the internet?
I think it's the helplessness of when you're watching or listening to somebody talk about something that they enjoy that you do not. When you're not in the room, when you're not a part of that conversation, you feel like you can't speak your mind and tell them they're wrong. It's the helplessness of someone records a video, you can't argue with it. It's already posted, it's done. Like there was no conversation happening when you did it. You did it, you put it out there, and they feel like, no, no, like you're wrong. You're putting this out there. You're going to poison people's minds. Like it's a matter of wanting to be right. Um, it's a complex that people have. I mean, my older brother is that way. He's that type of person. He has to have the last word, and he has to be proven right by the end of the day, or at least prove you wrong in some way. Even if he goes down 15 different rabbit holes to make you look wrong somehow, even if it's not the point, he'll do it. And it's that complex, man. It's that complex of, no, I'm right. I am objectively right. There is no argument. You can say this and say that. Guys, it's all subjective. I mean, it's all subjective. If I like a movie, I like a movie. I didn't say it deserved to win an Oscar. I didn't say it was better than the original. Hell no. I have a good time with it. Whatever. Rooney Mara sucks as Nancy. Yeah, I'll give you that. CGI in half the movie sucks. I'll give you that. Don't hate the movie. I just don't hate the movie. I think a deeper question there, Christian, is why do you think people spend so much time tearing movies down? Why do people want to hate something? Why do people go into something trying to like? Is it just for the validation? Like I knew this was gonna suck. I was right. Like you know what I mean? Like it's weird. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't talk about it. Like
Yeah, I was going through this with Scream, and I was talking about how hey guys, they're making a new one, and I'll have people message me and they'll just say, we don't need another one, and I just like, well, you don't have to. Like, who's putting a gun to your head and saying you have to go watch the new one? Just don't watch it. I'll never understand if we're having a conversation and we're talking about it. that's one thing, but it's just, like, yeah, they're going out of your way to say this sucks and to make sure people know, make sure to it's just there's this weird thing I'll never understand. But at the same token, I think sometimes we all kinda can get caught up in it. Let me ask you this, have you ever typed out a comment to somebody that was saying something's bad, and you were really like, "That's absolutely BS, ridiculous, you just don't know what you're talking about," and you read it to yourself, and you're like, "You know what? I can't send this. This is
Y
ridiculous." Have you ever been in
yes.
that situation?
Yes, I'll just be honest, with Cody Leach, and you know, Cody, he has a great channel, he really does, and he does really well for himself, but if you guys watch Cody, you know he's got very strong opinions,
And he's
and
blunt. I haven't watched too much Cody
yeah,
before, but the people I know that do, they say he's blunt about his
yes,
opinion.
and he was attacking one of the Halloween movies, the Halloween fan base,
Of course he was.
in a video. And Cody, if you ever watch or listen to this, this is just like the fanboy in me that gets like riled up sometimes. You know, I appreciate what you do, but man, I was like, this was years ago. I think it was about Halloween 2018, and I was just typing out this keyboard warrior comment. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna show him. And then like before I posted it, I was like, this is why am I getting so worked up? Like, I like this guy. It's not personal. Like, he has his opinion, whatever. And I deleted it. You know, it's like it wasn't worth it to me. I guess in the moment it gets under your skin, but then you're like, it's really not that deep, guys. Like it's really he's not going out of his way to be like, I hate Halloween and all of its fans. No, because Halloween being successful makes us more successful on YouTube. You know, it gives us something to talk about. Brings you guys in. So we don't root against these things. So yeah, you know, I definitely have been there. I've disagreed with a lot of people, but you don't go through my comments section. You don't see me arguing with people. At the end of the day, if somebody does say something like disparaging my opinion or me or whatever, I just don't like or heart the comment. You know, nothing. I just let it sit. I don't reply. I don't reply to it. I don't touch it. You know, I'm not.
There's nothing I love more than somebody respectfully, as an adult, disagreeing with you about something. It's so awesome. I love when I read somebody say, "This wasn't for me, man. My problem was this or this." I love that.
Yeah,
But when,
having
go
yeah, it's
ahead.
just having the wherewithal to be a decent human being and understand that. Because, like, look, at the end of the day, it comes down to this: to everybody listening or watching right here, no matter how big of a reply you type or how much vitriol is behind it, you will not change someone's opinion on something they like.
Damn
Okay,
right. I think that's
if they're
something we all forget sometimes. Like
yes,
I'm gonna change this person's mind with this comment. It's just not gonna happen.
no, if they're arguing something is factual and you like can disprove something they're saying is a fact, that's one thing. That is a quantifiable, like, okay, you're right. But I like this. Well, here's why you're wrong for liking it. Wait, you're wasting your time. So
Yep.
save your 15 paragraph comment. Just save it because it's not doing anything. And that's one thing too. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about that sometimes when you do see those comments on your channel? Because I get them too, where someone will just write an essay about what you talked about, just kind of tearing down your thoughts on something. I'm just like,
I mean, I'll read it, but I'm not gonna, you know, uh, I'm not gonna. I'll read it.
yeah, but I don't have the energy to argue with it. You know what I mean? I can't
Well,
put that much into
yeah.
what they put into it.
Yeah, and sometimes typing gets lost in translation. Maybe some people aren't as blunt as they may seem when they type. Some people just
Yeah,
type that way, and I've been accused of being like kind of blunt in text. And I'm obviously not mad at people or nothing. But
he is.
I you know I I type what I need to say sometimes.
When I
But you
first
know my
started texting Christian a year ago, I genuinely thought this guy did not like me. I was like,
I just say what I
yeah,
gotta say. I don't know. And sometimes every now and again I'll get very conscious about that, and I'll try to make myself make sure I sound like I'm wanting to talk. It's just how I have always been, and
yeah,
I think I've gotten better, but
yeah,
um, I think that's important too. I think sometimes that can happen too. It's just it never bothers me. I'm at a place in my life now. I have friends that despise movies like The Dream Child, and I don't care. Like, if
Yeah.
I almost feel like some of them want me to dislike it by how much they'll like, it doesn't bother me. And I
Yeah.
think that's the beauty of if you can get to that point to where if it doesn't bother you, like, that's because you truly love it. It doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. And I think part of it
Christian
too is wanting to feel part of, like, this group that all love something, and then when people go against that, you take it personally. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it, man. People love this shit, and they will defend it, but, it's not worth we're all humans. It's not worth being mad at each other that we see happen. I mean, the shit I see on Twitter, it's so pathetic.
Oh, yeah. I have some of the I mean, you and I have some of the most controversial takes in some of these big franchises. We both love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That's not popular. We both love Halloween 3. Up until a few years ago, that wasn't popular. A
I
new
miss
beg
those days.
Yeah. Yeah. A new beginning.
Selfishly, I miss
I
those
mean,
days.
you remember the 2010 video. You know, I was my 14-year-old self was going in on people. Um, you know, I miss those days too, but at the same time, is like a new beginning. We both love a new beginning. You know, you have a fondness for the Dream Child, which isn't a popular opinion. So I mean, we could go on and on. I like the remake, not a popular opinion. So you know what? At the end of the day, guys, you come to the channels that we do and in our social media and stuff because you like us as people. That doesn't mean we'll always agree with what we like and what we dislike. But hey, guess what? If you're here for us as people, then you know we can have these respectful conversations. We can like what we like. We can, you know, we can coexist. It can be fine. When you use your platform to tear people down, that's when it's a problem. I don't think Christian or I do that, though. Christian does take fun in when people attack me sometimes for some of my takes on
Oh,
the podcast. He
and
loves it.
I make sure you know it too.
Yeah, he'll send me a screenshot of the comment. He'll be like, "Uh oh, you know, here you go." So, and he's always liking and hearting the replies of these people. I'm like,
Well,
"You're such a dick."
I'm pretty sure I have before. I don't know if I do it every time, but
No,
I'm
you
sure
don't. But
I'm
yeah,
sure.
it's
My
all fun.
my absolute favorite one was when we were talking about, what the hell were we talking about? I just remember I equated something to Saint Anger, and of course, here you
Oh,
are, "Oh, I like Saint
I like
Anger,"
Saint Anger.
and I'm like, "Oh my god."
It's
Uh,
not like a top 5 Metallica album for me, but my God, it's not Load. Like, I don't
dude, Load ain't that bad.
know. I
Hey, some of those songs, like Until It Sleeps, is a
Oh, that's a
good,
great song.
creepy song.
Yeah, it's a
The
great song.
production on Saint Anger, this is what blows my mind. That's Bob Rock.
Yes.
He did Doctor Feelgood. He got probably the greatest drum sound ever made on the Black Album.
And then the worst.
I mean, he has the distinction of probably making some of the absolute greatest tones ever for an album, and and the worst. Here's the problem with Saint Anger, to me. That is Metallica trying to sound like modern bands. They've never done that before or since, and they did it there.
The reason I like Saint Anger is not because of it's not musically. It's lyrically. Lyrically, that
You flush it
is
out. You flush it
it's
out.
it's pissed off James Hetfield, and
He's fit.
it fit my teenage angst. I was angry too. I mean, Saint Anger is literally all like he's literally talking about like hanging himself, like being hanged.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'll
it's brutal.
I'll totally meet you there. That I remember watching Some Kind of Monster, and that was a horribly dark place for the band.
Oh man, all they did was fight the whole time. I mean,
But yeah.
I couldn't believe they made that album because it seemed like they just didn't want to be a band anymore with each other.
I so respect Jason Newsted for walking out because James wanted to give him shit about his side project.
Yeah,
I so respect Jason for saying, "I'm out." But Jason's doing okay. You gotta
and
understand the residual
yeah,
checks he gets from the Black Album can
yeah.
probably pay for a kid's college every month.
And Robert Trujillo is a great bassist.
Oh,
That
he's phenomenal.
I love him.
Phenomenal.
So, and I really liked Hardwired. I thought it was a really good album.
Fucking awesome. Moth into
Yeah.
Flame is one of
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite Metallica songs now.
Yeah. It
So if you go on YouTube, you can find it's crazy. People get these stems and shit for all these songs and they'll remix them. Completely remix these songs. You can go on YouTube and type in Moth into Flame if it was on And Justice for All, Moth into Flame, if it was on the Black Album, and they completely mixed the songs to where it sounds like it would have been on that record. The Moth into Flame Black Album mix, please check that out. It sounds so fucking awesome.
I will. That
It's
was my favorite.
crazy.
That was my favorite band as a kid and as a teenager. And then it
Which
got popular to hate Metallica when I was in high school. Everyone's like, yeah, yeah, you know, all the memes and stuff. Like it was funny to hate Metallica. And I'm like, I I get it. Oh, the kids nowadays, our music is so much more complex. Is it really though? Because you can hate on Kirk Hammett for, oh, wah pedal, oh, whammy bar. That's Kirk Hammett. Yeah, he's a great guitarist. He's not Dave Mustaine. He's a great guitarist. Like, you know,
what
I don't know.
what is your we'll end it right here. What is your favorite Metallica album?
Oh,
It's to me
Ride the
every day of the
Lightning.
week. Yeah, Ride the Lightning. I was gonna say to me,
Yep.
Ride the Lightning is sonically my favorite sounding record. Master Puppets is surely an amazing album with the great Cliff Burton, but Ride the Lightning just has some sick ass tracks. I'm a huge Ride the
Yeah.
Lightning fan.
I love every album of theirs. I love some except Load and Reload and Saint Anger. I don't love those albums entirely. They have some songs on them that I love, but I don't
Agreed.
love those albums.
Agreed. They got some filler.
Yeah, but every other album, I think as a whole, I could say I love.
I love
Even
yeah.
Death Magnetic. People hate on Death Magnetic. I think it's a good album
Same
front to
thing.
back.
I think same thing. It's got some good tracks on it. I think some of the songs just need to end. They were doing this weird
Yeah,
8-minute track shit, but
for every song.
I thought that Hardwired was a return to kick-ass classic Metallica. I
Oh
love
yeah.
that album.
The fact that these guys are, you know, late 50s, early 60s and they can thrash like that still. I mean, it's incredible. I don't know how you do that with your fingers, man. Like, I don't know how some of these guitarists and these drummers in their 60s play this type of music. I mean, obviously they play far less shows than they used to because their body can't handle it. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I mean, it slipped under my radar too. I was out at the bar with my friends the day Hardwired came out, and my buddy Kyle, who always makes fun of Metallica, was like, "Did you know Metallica put out a new record today?" I was like, "Shut up, no, they didn't." He's like, "Yeah, they did." And I guess I just fallen out of the loop because it had been like 10 years since Death Magnetic came out, and I like pulled it up on iTunes, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I
Yep.
listened to it, and I was like, "This is fantastic." Yeah, yeah, I
Yep.
loved it. So, you know, hey, I mean, I feel like you and we have a lot of the same roots when it comes to, you know, music. It's guys like Ozzy, Alice Cooper. It's guys like Metallica, Megadeth, Maiden. Like that was my upbringing. Sabbath, like that was my upbringing.
I'm a Sabbath guy, but I'm not an Ozzy Sabbath guy.
I'm not either. No, yeah.
I
Yeah.
like all the stuff from the '80s. I like Dio. I like
Yes.
all those albums in the late '80s nobody fucking ever listens to with those different singers. I
One of my
love
favorite Metallica albums is Kill 'Em All. Their first album, you know, and I love that poster. That poster is fantastic for or the you know the artwork for Kill 'Em All is fantastic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I
yep,
vividly remember seeing the cassette tape for that. My uncle's Chevy S10. He used to listen to "Jump Into the Fire"
yes,
all the time.
yeah,
I've been on
yes,
a massive Maiden kick. I'm such a Maiden dork. I'm a big Steve Harris fan. Since being a bass player, I love him, but
yeah,
good stuff.
yeah, man. We could talk about you know 70s, 80s hard rock and heavy metal like all day because
Mm.
I had my boss, my supervisor at my work goes. And I'm going to tell you just real quick, guys. I'm sorry. I know we're going on a tangent, but he came in one day and he mentioned an album that had just come out, some rock album. I can't remember what it was. He was like, "Do you listen to rock or like are you more like just into like pop?" I was like, "What are you talking about? Do you even know me? Like I don't listen to pop. I never turn on the radio. Like I don't care about what's popular nowadays." So it's like all of my tattoos are either heavy metal or horror movie related. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I no, I do you know me? So I was just like, Jesus Christ. I can't believe you would think I'm the type of guy that's listening to Nicki Minaj and whatever the hell is popular nowadays. I don't keep up with it. I don't care. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to the radio.
Me either. I mean, I have Sirius. I'll listen to that, but then again, I'll put it on 80s on 8.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on anymore.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. But hey, this was fun. I really enjoyed this conversation. Like Christian said, guys, if you liked it, if it sparked some internal debate. You guys want to see us do TCM versus Fred? Let us know. I mean, poster edition, let us know down below. Check me out at the Lost River Drive-In on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter is the Lost River DR1. And Christian, as always, man, it was a blast.
Yeah, what a fun episode. One day I want to do an episode where we literally just start recording and we talk about absolutely whatever.
Just shoot the shit. I think that
Complete
would be
free
so
for
fun.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, complete free for all episode.
I also want to look into getting the podcast onto iTunes because I use Apple Podcasts, I guess you would call it. I use Apple Podcasts religiously, like every day. And I like listening to our podcast back. I think it's important to do that because you want to hear what you did well, what maybe you didn't do well.
Yeah,
So
I can figure that out today. I'm sure it's something simple that I've just overlooked on the Anchor app, but I can figure that out because I know Steak Sauce uses Anchor. He showed me Anchor, which is totally free, by the way, and we were sponsored by them. But
yes,
he gets everything uploaded there too, so I know it's probably something super simple. I'll have that figured out
yeah.
this week at the latest, and I'll be able to move everything on over there.
That way, if you guys use Apple Podcasts instead of Spotify, you have that option. Whatever you guys prefer as your medium, because getting the name out there, share the podcast with your friends, guys. I was telling Christian last night, I really don't want to sound biased, but I think we do a pretty damn good horror podcast because everything we talk about, we do our research on, we're passionate about. I think that is important. I think sometimes people just do it for clicks to drive traffic and they don't really know what they're talking about half the time. The reason why these episodes can go 2 hours sometimes is because we just know what we're talking about.
Yep.
Like,
We don't shut up.
yeah. So, and I'm doing that right now. So yeah, I'm done. I've stated my piece.
Oh, I've rambled too. I like rambling sometimes though. So watch people. I guarantee you, somebody will message me and say, "My favorite part of the episode is when y'all just started talking."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
We'll see comments about it. If you guys like when we do that, because hey, an idea where we just BS. I mean,
just let us know.
A free for all discussion. Yeah.
All right, ladies and germs, thank you for watching another episode of the Uneeda Horror Podcast.
This has been a production of the You Need a Horror Podcast. You need it, we got it. Thank you for listening.